If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy. Download and subscribe at BeBullish.com.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Now, what I started off by saying the first hour, this is so interesting. Talk about how this is taken off. There's a podcast called The Sean Ryan Show. And there was a Catholic priest who was on, and he basically was describing the concept of the Antichrist. A figure that, of course, is defined in Christian sculptures who opposes Christ before the second coming. Now, Catholics, I wanted to expound upon that, but we went off into various rather fun elliptical journeys. But some Catholic commentators and theologians criticize this particular way of thinking for a number of reasons. And I find this interesting. Number one, Catholic teaching traditionally cautions against confidently identifying or predicting the Antichrist. We don't care for you to go out and predict the Antichrist. You can acknowledge it. You can say, keep an eye out for it. But please, whatever you do, just don't go out and predict it. Number two, people who mix theology with conspiracy themes. Some discussions, people believe, blend religion with political or conspiracy matters, which critics say can distort the doctrine of the Antichrist. Now, how you're going to distort that, I have no idea. And number three, there's a lack of theological context. Priests and scholars argue that complex Catholic teachings about the end times require careful explanation. Now, again, I don't want to, I'm not trying to minimize the importance of this, but let's assume that you run into the Antichrist, okay? You run into him. Now, you probably won't know who he is because he's very good at deception. And what he's going to do is he's going to give you a series of lies, and you are somehow going to maybe change your course of thinking, or you might adopt this. Are you going to meet him personally? Is it going to be said in some huge broadcast? I don't know. I want to know specifically how this is. And then if you meet the devil, remember the devil comes later. This guy's just kind of like setting things up for I don't know what. Before the second coming, the Antichrist shows up and wreaks havoc. Do you think anything is going to get in the way of the second coming? Do you think God's going to say, well, I was going to show up, but that Antichrist showed up, but he was predicted? Yeah, I know. You could have done something about it. No, I don't do that. I never understood that. But if you wanted to meet the devil, and I've always thought about this. I always wanted to, almost like the devil's advocate. I've always wanted to represent him and ask, what do you think is responsible? Or what would you say to the devil? I'm serious. And if I said to him, are you spreading evil in the world? I truly wonder if the devil would say, well, yes, I'd like to, but I don't think I have to. A lot of this you do on your own. That wasn't me. Mankind has plenty of reasons to be evil without me. So what's your purpose? I don't really know. We do some exorcisms here or there. Now, remember, I want to know these things. This is all over the internet. Sean Ryan had this Catholic priest, and they're talking about the Antichrist. They're talking about the devil. So I want to talk about the devil, but people say, don't do it because you're sacrilegious. And I've never understood any of it. When you're in Catholic school, for example, and I loved it, and again, I say this, I'm not ever one of these people who mocks it. I'm not recovering or anything like that. But it was a fascinating subject. It wasn't just, this is great. You learned about martyrs. We learned about the devil. We learned about a lot of things. And my question to you at 30 past the hour is, what is it that you believe the concept of this to be? Because I think right now we are living in an age, and I can't point to the source, where trafficking is taking on levels we never thought possible, specifically because, and at the behest of, and with the benefit of, dare I say, the social media platforms that allow a great marketplace for selling and the exchange of children. And when you say this to people, they don't want to hear anything about it. But this is the perfect time for this to happen. And I know that. I know that we're talking about this more than anything else. The Epstein files started. Let me ask this question. I'm tired of hearing this, but I have to bring this up. Certain things make sense and certain things don't. In my neck of the woods, where I'm from, a part of the conspiratorium, they love the idea of the distraction. And it is common parlance. I'm hearing this on foreign TV, on some folks. And they are suggesting that everything is going on right now in the Middle East or Iran is all being done as a distraction for the Epstein files. This is the most preposterous thing I have ever heard in my life. There may be some distracting parts of it or elements to it, but the idea that this is being implemented by the president, that this is being concocted and performed deliberately so that you won't be able to handle both topics. You'll be so engrossed by what's happening with Iran that you will forget all about Epstein. People believe this, and they say it constantly. That doesn't make any sense to me.
This is Greg Kelly. Donate now to Toys for Tots, which works year-round. Go to toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots supports children in need throughout the year with programs like the Toys for Tots Literacy Program. Established in 2008, it has provided over 63 million books to disadvantaged children. The Toys for Tots Literacy Program is committed to providing disadvantaged children with direct access to books and educational resources that enhance their ability to read and communicate effectively. Go to toysfortots.org.